Be reading some scriptures today in Matthew 25, chapter 25, starting at verse 13. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time the Lord of those servants cometh, and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliveredest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thy good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things, I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliveredest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. And his Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things, I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou unto the joy of the Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I know thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strewed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. And his Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strewed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And we're talking about the talents here that the man gave 3 different people according to their several ability. And you know, everyone is not the same, folks. And God gives everyone talents of some kind. I mean, everyone has something that they can do. And what we do with them depends on the outcome when Jesus Christ returns in power and great glory. And one man had 5 talents and he doubled them. One had 2 talents and he doubled them. One had 1 talent and did nothing with it. Now I got to thinking, a lot of people has talent, but they're not doing anything with them. And God expects us as His children to get up and use the facilities that He's given us. Now, I'm going to be telling you what the definition of talent is. It don't just mean money. It means more than just money. And a lot of people, you know, Jesus used this as probably money that he buried in the ground and all of that, and he went to the money changers and doubled his money. But talent means more than just money. And I'm trying to find out where I've got Webster's dictionary, and here it is. Now, the first definition of talent is any of various large units of weight or of money. The value of a talent, weighed in gold, silver, used in ancient Greece, Rome, the Middle East. And then definition number 2, any natural ability or power, natural endowment, a superior, apparently natural ability in the arts of science or in the learning or doing of anything. Anything that you have ability to do could be considered a talent. And then you get to thinking about the definition of buried. What's that mean? He buried his talent in the ground. Well, I got into Webster's dictionary on bury, and it's interesting what it says about it. It says, to put a dead body into the earth, a tomb, or the sea, usually in a ceremonial manner. Definition number 2, to hide something in the ground, to cover up so as to conceal, to put away as from one's life or mind, to put oneself deeply into, plunge, immerse. So bury could mean hiding something that you have, burying it, so to speak, not even bringing it to mind, tucking it back in a safe place and saving it for a later date. Now, the Bible teaches us that freely we have received and freely we're to give out. And I got to thinking, when I was a young man, I was probably about 8 or 9 years old. My brother was a harmonica player. He was good. He was in the Marine Corps, and he was my hero. And he didn't have a holder to put the harp in. He played the guitar and the harmonica the same as I do. So I would hold the harmonica up to his mouth while he played the guitar. And he had a big bearing on my life. He was my hero. And I wanted to be just like him. So I wanted to learn to play a harmonica. Now, when he went back into the Marine Corps, he was home on leave. He left me a Marine band harmonica. And I took that harmonica, and I'd say in about 30 minutes, I was playing it. Naturally, not as good as I can now, or have been in the past, but I learned to play 2 or 3 songs on it right off the bat. And I kept improving on it, getting better and better and better. Now, my harmonicas, I have been blessed with harmonicas. I probably got 60 harmonicas. This is one of my big ones that I got. It's Honer. Then I also got a little bitty harmonica like this, and it plays. And I've got everything in between these 2 harmonicas. Everything that I need, I have been blessed with. I've got all shapes, all keys, all sizes of harmonicas. I even got a juice harp with a tongue on it that I can play. And you walk into my basement, it's like walking into a music store. I've been blessed with music. And ability to play some of them. My wife and children, they all play music. Every one of my children plays. My wife plays all sorts of different instruments. You've heard her on videos. And we sit around and jam sometimes, and practice new songs. But I've been blessed with me. God has given me talent. And I wanted to play the guitar when I was young because, my brother did. And so I wanted to play a guitar so bad that I would actually get out behind a smokehouse, not where you smoke cigarettes or cigars, but it's called a smokehouse where we kept our meat. When we slaughtered our hogs, we would salt the meat down and put them on big old tables and hang our hams from the ceiling after we put salt on them to keep the rats and things out of the hams. Anyway, I was wanting to play the guitar so bad that I would get behind that smokehouse and lean up against it and cry. And I had an old Lone Ranger guitar that some of my brothers had left there when they went off to the Army and Marine Corps. And I didn't have instructions how to play. Nobody ever taught me nothing. I just know what I'd seen. And there was a man used to come around to towns when I was a young boy. and he was called Homer Harris, the 7-foot smiling cowboy. And he had a horse named Stardust that drunk RC Cola out of a bottle. And he sold these little songbooks. And I went to one of the shows one time, and it cost a quarter. I bought me a songbook, and it didn't have the instructions like these modern instruction books has. It had straight lines with bars and little dots where you place your fingers, you know, the chord. I took that thing home, and I learned how to tune that guitar up. And a lot of times I wouldn't have strings. We used them black diamond guitar strings, and they costed quite a bit, you know, and I was poor and didn't have the money, so they had these screen doors. And I'd have to tune my guitar down real low. And I'd pull one of them strings off of that screen door and put on that guitar to use as one of the smaller strings, like the E string. And it worked, but I'd have to tune the guitar real low. Now, the sound wasn't good. It wasn't quality sound, but it worked. I was determined to learn to play. And God blessed me, even though I didn't have money to buy the guitar strings, I used that screen wire, because mostly I would break the little string on the guitar, and I would use the screen off of the window or the door. I'd pull me a strand of it off and put it on my guitar. After I'd tied the other string back as all I could till I was out of room, then I had to use screen off of the window or the door. But I learned to play that guitar one chord at a time. And I started tying my harmonica on the back of an old cane bottom chair, and I started practicing. I've actually had blood running out of me where them strings would cut me so bad, and the pain was so bad. But I was determined to learn to play, and God bless me, I learned to play. And through the years, I have used that talent to bless people, and it blesses me when I get down in the dumps. I walk back in the bedroom or in my computer room, and I'll sit down and start playing my guitar and harmonica, and pretty soon the clouds roll away. It becomes sunny again. You know, music is good. It helps you when you're down. And good music will drive the evil spirits out, like David played for Saul. Anyway, God has blessed me with everything I need. And I work 7 days a week, and have been like for 3 years. And I got to complaining. I was making videos, you know, once in a while, maybe once a month or 2 a month. And I got down in the muddy guts, and I thought, nobody's going to listen to me. There's a lot of people better than I am. And nobody wants to listen to me. And then Patty would bring to my attention, hey, Ronnie, you got a message on your video or your post or something. You mostly all I do is videos, but she'd say somebody commented on that, and somebody commented on the post they need prayer. And I got to thinking, you know what? I may not be as good as some people is. And I know there's people a lot better musicians than I am, and my wife and all my kids. And there's musicians better than you are if you play music. But if God gave you talent to play and you're sitting on it, then you're wrong. I was wrong. I was on a pity party. Lord, I don't have time. And while I was sitting in the kitchen rubbing my head and gulping coffee down, I could wash myself up and get ready to make a video to bless somebody. No, I sat around on a pity party, and you may not play music. You may not have the ability to play music, but there's things you can do. You've got something you can do for God. You say, well, nobody won't listen to me. I've tried. Hey, if one person listens to you and it turns their life around, it's worth all the effort that you put into it. Don't let the devil rob you. And we're not in competition with nobody. We're here to please our Master, and He's coming back. And what He's given us, we're going to have to answer to Him for it. Have we buried our talent in the ground, or are we using it to gain more usury for the Lord? When the Lord returns, what do we have to offer Him? What do we have to offer people out there? Jesus said, I was hungry and you didn't feed me. I was naked, you didn't clothe me. I was in prison, you didn't visit me, and all these other things. And they said, when did we see you like that and not do it? He said, if you've not done it to the least of my little ones. So anytime you're blessing one person, anybody, you're doing the Lord's work. So I sit around with my head in my hand of complaining about having to work all the time, don't have time to make videos. Man, listen, I waste more time than I have to do videos. I can make 2 videos a day and it won't even strain me. But you know what? You got to get up and make it happen. You can't sit. You got to get up from where you're at in order to arrive at a destination. So here I sat, rubbing my head. Oh, I wish it was better. Lord, will you make this better, that better? Give me enough money to live on so I can retire. Do this, do that. Always asking the Lord to do this. And you know what? The Lord led me to the talents. He said, hey, yeah, there's people out there better than you. But the man with 2 talents, he said, you've been faithful over a few things. I'll make you ruler over many. I don't care if you got 1 talent, 2, 5, 10, 1,000. If you don't use them, they're no good to you or nobody else. They're not good for the Lord. He's expecting us to get up and make things happen. And it don't get better till you do that. And while I sit here complaining, thinking, Lord, nobody don't like me. Nobody won't listen to me. I'm a nobody. And I thought about Gideon sitting over there. The angel sitting under an oak tree, and there was Gideon out the wine press working there in the wheat and stuff. And the angel said, thou mighty man of valor, the Lord, you found favor in the Lord's sight. Gideon said, me? I'm the least in my family. My family's the poorest of all the tribes. You mean God's looking at me? God don't look at how much you got. He looks at how you're using what you've got. If you've got a little bit, use it for the Lord. If you got a lot, use it for the Lord. Double what you got. And there's no competition. I'm not competing with nobody out there. I don't care if you get 900 million hits on your comments on your videos. That's great. If I get 2 and it blesses them and I lead somebody to Christ, that's important to the Lord and important to me and you. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And that's what I wanted to bring out today about these talents. And I happen to play music. Also, I'm a professional painter. I used to paint houses. God gave me ability to do drywall work, some electrical work, plumbing, roofing. I learned to do a lot of things. God let my path cross with people that taught me, took time to show me things. And I learned a lot. And it saved me a lot of times. It's brought in extra money. And God has given you talent. You may not play music, you may not be able to paint, but you got something you can do for the Lord. If you got a computer and there's a fire burning in you, and if there's not a fire, pray that God puts kindles of fire in your spirit. Get up. If you got a computer, you can be a witness. If you get 1 comment, if you get 1 view, or if you get 1,000, that's okay. That's okay. God gives to your several ability. Whatever you're capable of, that's what God uses you in. It's not a competition. I'm not competing with other people. I am going to get up and do what Jesus tells me to do, the Holy Ghost. And when I do that, then, man, I'm going to hit the target right in the bullseye. There'll be no problems when the Lord comes back and says, Ronnie, what have you done for me? And I say, Lord, I've increased my talent. And he'll say, well done, my good and faithful servant. Enter into the joys of the Lord. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear him say, bind him up hand and foot and cast him into outer darkness where there's gnashing of teeth. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear him say, well done, Ronnie, my good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many. So, God will make a way. He always has me. Yes, I've been low. A lot of things that's happened in my life, I created my own problems. But you know what? God delivered me out of them all. In time, giving time. Wait upon the Lord, you will renew your strength. You'll mount up with wings as eagles. You'll run and not be weary. You'll walk and not faint. But if you got a talent of any kind, witnessing, reading something that God has given you, or just sharing you, bearing your heart, telling, testifying about Jesus Christ. You never know who's sitting out there in a motel room with a laptop or in their bedroom ready to give up. You may say something that I couldn't even say. Everybody's different. You can reach people that I can't reach. I can reach people that you can't reach. That's why every one of us, it's important that we get up and do something for the Lord, because everybody's different. Everybody has different contacts. And today, is the day. If you've got talent, folks, don't be discouraged. Don't sit around like I did for weeks and weeks of waiting for something to happen. We got to get up and make it happen. When you step out for the Lord, He said, you draw nigh to me and I'll draw nigh to you. My problems will roll away when I start blessing the Lord. When I start obeying the Lord and being led by the Spirit and using my talents that God gave me for His glory, then everything else will fall right into place. Financially, physically. Oh, I've been blessed physically. I've been blessed beyond my wildest imagination physically. I mean, I'm able to do 8-hour shift work 7 days a week. I get a little tired, but you know what? When I keep my mind on the Lord, the joy of the Lord is my strength. When I'm down, He picks me up. When my body's all wore out, I sleep 6 or 7 hours. Patty will let me lay in there and just get my rest, and I jump up. It takes me a few minutes to get the cobwebs out of my head, and then what I need to do is hit the computer room and start making videos and touching lives. You can do it. You can do it. If you got a computer and you're watching this video, you have the tools to work with right now. Well, blessed be the name of the Lord. You have a good day, and may Jesus bless you. Bye-bye.